As climate change shortens growing seasons and makes rainfall less predictable, irrigation is increasingly being viewed as a necessity rather than an option. Yet despite years of investment and new financing initiatives, uptake among smallholder farmers remains low, raising questions about whether existing interventions are reaching those most vulnerable to drought.
Irrigation is not a peripheral expenditure, but a strategic long-term commitment of public, private, and household resources whose returns must be measured in resilience, productivity, and dignity at the farm gate. Nearly all of Uganda's agriculture remains rain-fed. The long rains that once stretched across 9 months of the year have, according to recent World Bank reports, contracted to roughly 6 months. Government has moved beyond the traditional large-scale schemes such as the one at Mobuku, Doho, and Kibimba, and is now investing in micro and small-scale solar-powered and gravity flow schemes through programs such as the Uganda Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfer U-Gift micro-scale irrigation program and the Nexus Green Solar Irrigation Program. And yet the area under formal cultivation has remained more or less stagnant. Cumulative water for production storage has also stalled.
We have rehabilitated irrigation schemes such as Olwen irrigation scheme. Using the water stored in these reservoirs, we've been able to irrigate over 6,600 hectares just in Olwen irrigation scheme. We have very ambitious plans to expand.
Accessing affordable financing externally is one of the challenges that we face. But we look at innovative financing now. We're actually bringing in innovative financing. The opportunities like, for example, carbon markets. Carbon markets makes, for example, irrigation cheaper for the end user.
Now, we have seen that there is coverage of these micro-scale irrigation schemes. But we are seeing that uptake still remains low at sub-regional level within the country. We also observe that uptake is actually lowest in sub-regions that actually experience the highest prevalence of drought in the northern part of the country and also in eastern Uganda.
But the discussion revealed that Uganda's irrigation challenge may be less about building infrastructure and more about making it work. Participants pointed to idle schemes, costly equipment, and weak extension services that continue to limit long-term adoption among farmers.
Only 18% of the planned schemes were completed. 51 letters of credit worth 13 billion remain unutilized for stored irrigation projects. 14 completed schemes were non-functional, 16 functional ones were not used, and some of the facilities were already being vandalized. I think it's about delivering these services to the right owners. If we are able to say this is an irrigation scheme and these are the right beneficiaries, probably would not be having some of these particular numbers. Yes, we need money, but I think we need more to do with how do we deliver.
Many of us have had the mindset that adoption is an instant when the farmer gets this input or this item, and that is not so. Adoption is not just merely receiving the item today. If I got something today, it does not mean I've adopted it. Because adoption has an aspect of sustainability.
This is where we need to be focusing our discussion in how to make these systems more affordable. Because he says that for you to be able to, we can't afford to buy these systems here as smallholder farmers. But we believe that if we can localize manufacturing of these systems here, we can significantly reduce the cost of these.
For many participants, the message was simple. Irrigation can strengthen resilience, but only if investment translates into reliable water, affordable technology, and practical benefits for the farmers. Betty Ndagire, NTV Business.